Hey guys, it's Guinea Pigs 1 here today. Today while I clean out Huckle's cage here, I'm going to share a story with you. So hopefully this can help other people. This is going to be a sad story, so I'm warning you now. Huckle here is alone because Barry has passed away. So I'm going to talk about Barry a little bit. So as you know, she had an abscess on her neck, and we took her to the vets. They drained her abscess, and we were given Baytril for antibiotics and pain medication, and we were told to do warm compresses for it to keep it open for a few days to get any of the junk out. So that's what we did. Unfortunately, it was only about 3 or 4 doses in on her Baytril that she started to have problems. Now, Baytril is a hardcore antibiotic that I wasn't really 100% aware of that could really kill all bacteria in her gut. So not just the good, but a lot of the, not just the bad, but a lot of the good. And when your piggy has an upset gut flora, this can turn into having gas and then turning into going into stasis, which is their stomach actually not working properly and not moving, which is life-threatening because guinea pigs' stomachs always need to keep moving, they need to keep pooping, they always need to be eating. So Barry was not doing well, so we made an appointment with my vet to take her in. So, and by what I mean by she wasn't doing well is she didn't want to eat and she was sitting hunched up and her stomach felt very hard. So I took her to my vet and she was concerned right away about it, obviously. She took her in for an x-ray, and the x-ray showed she had a ton of gas in her stomach. So my vet said to me that she's in the beginning stages of stasis and we need to get this gas out. And my vet also said we're going to switch her off of Baytril because clearly this is what has started it. So we switched her on to Bactrim, which is a much lighter antibiotic. I've used that all the time here and never had an issue. Barry got a pain injection, which was much needed since she was in a lot of discomfort. And she was also given a sub-Q injection, which was for fluids, because since she wasn't feeling right, she wasn't drinking properly either. So I took Barry home, and I was to give her gas drops, Metacam, and feed her with critical care. So we did that, and I was also told to give her tummy rubs to help get the gas out. So what I did that entire night was give her gas drops, give her critical care, give her water, give her tummy rubs, everything that I could do to get her to get that gas out. So what ended up happening was earlier that morning she finally started to nibble on hay her own, and finally she started to poop and pee. So we were getting somewhere. So we continued with gas drops, we continued with her pain meds, and she was on the new antibiotics. So that was great. So we had to do 2 weeks worth of the new antibiotics. And every day, Barry just got better and better and better. So eventually, I wasn't putting her on gas drops or anything anymore. She was just on her antibiotics, and we had finished her pain meds. I think she had that maybe 5 days after she was having problems. And then we did the whole 2 weeks of her antibiotics, and on her last day of antibiotics, she was awesome. Her appetite was 100% back to normal. And then the first day where we had her totally off stuff, which was on a Thursday, she was the best she had ever been. You would never know that anything ever went wrong with her. And then Friday morning came. and she wasn't eating as much as she normally would. She was being really picky about what she was eating, and she looked a bit hunched. So I gave her some Cisapride, which is a motility drug, because I also didn't see in the cage that she had any poops. So I gave her the motility drug, I gave her gas drops, I gave her Metacam. And then when I came home from work, she was no better, and in fact she was worse, because now she wouldn't nibble on anything. So I had spoke with my vet about what to do, and they had said, keep doing what you're doing and hopefully she's going to perk up. Now my vet was just about to close, so I kept doing what I was doing, hand fed her every 2 hours, syringing her water, and I was confused because she was pooping and she was peeing. So I was like, is this stasis or not? Because last time when she was in stasis, she wasn't pooping, but now she was, but she still was not okay. So I hand fed her and syringed her water every 2 hours, and in early wee morning when she still wasn't better, I called the emergency vet and made an appointment and brought her in. And at the emergency vet, she was a degree lower in temperature than she should be, so the vet said that was really concerning. Obviously that she wasn't eating was concerning. They felt her stomach and said like she has gas again in there. And they said like she's back into stasis. Perhaps she never fully was out of stasis. So they just said that she needed to be hospitalized. So they took her to the back to get her warmed up, to give her a sub-Q, to give her 2 different types of tummy meds, to give her gas drops, and give her Metacam and all that stuff. So we left her at the vet's for her around-the-clock care. It was really hard to leave her, but they said like that was her best chance, and they promised me that, you know, she would get her feedings every 2 hours and that they were going to monitor completely. So I trusted them, which they did. They did what they said. Like, I don't want that to sound bad, but I just mean it was hard because I didn't know them and I didn't want to leave her. So they had called me later that day before they were closing to say that she had improved a little bit, like a bit of gas was out and she seemed perkier. So they said I would only hear from them during the night if something was wrong, or otherwise I would get another update in the morning. Well, they called at 1 in the morning to say she had passed away. And it was so upsetting because I thought she was coming home. I thought it would be like the last episode where by morning she'd be eating again on her own, but she wasn't. So looking back on it now, I wish that I was informed how serious Baytril could be on their stomach. I wish it was pushed to give her a probiotic after her dose of antibiotics. I wish that even when she seemed better after the first time of stasis, that I just kept giving her gas drops and giving her Cisapride. But it was so hard to know because after that first round, when I had gotten her better and she was eating and pooping on her own, like I didn't think anything was wrong. Like I thought we had been through it, that we had got through it. So I guess maybe she just needed a bit more time on more medications, even though she wasn't showing me the signs. And then the next time it happened, like I just, like, it's always easier to say stuff after it's happened, but I just wish I just took her in that night and didn't try to feed her and medicate her myself. But I thought from the first time we got through it and I helped her, so I thought I could again. So I feel like I wasted time by trying to do it myself, and then I think, could she still be here if I had taken her in on Friday night rather than waiting till first thing Saturday morning? And I mean, it's not like I was waited till Saturday morning as in I hadn't done anything for her. I was doing everything I could for her the whole time. So it's been a terrible experience. I honestly I never want to have Baytril again. I know I've spoke with other people lately, and a bunch of piggies have passed away who started off on Baytril and then went into stasis. So I know there's another YouTuber, Sugar and Spice Piggies. She has her boy on Baytril, so I just said to her, 1 to 2 hours after you give him the Baytril, please give him a probiotic, so that hopefully he does not have any stomach upset, any bloat, any gas, any stasis. That's one thing I wish I started right away, to do the probiotics. We did the probiotics once we were switched on to Bactrim, so that's another thing that I just don't understand, why things went really bad for her again. So it's extremely difficult. She was only 2 years old. She'd only been here for 3 months, and I feel like I failed. So I'm sorry, this is a really upsetting video. I just hope this can help somebody else if you're going to your vets for stasis. Like, please get the motility drugs, the Metacam, the critical care, the gas drops. Like, I know I had all of that and I still failed. So anyway, Huckle will be getting another spayed female friend when the time comes. We just have to be on the wait list for a teeny bit. But yeah, so I just wanted to tell everybody what has happened. And it's really sad. So luckily, Huckle is doing okay. I let him say goodbye to Barry. I needed him to know that she had passed, so when I brought her home, I sat with them both on my lap and let him say goodbye. He does seem like fairly unfazed now that he said goodbye, like he's energetic and hyper and running laps like usual. So anyway guys, if you have any questions, you can leave them below. Okay, bye.